Hey sis, it's Dr. Tam checking in with you, your empowerment coach. Hope that all is well with you. Today is Monday, start of the week. I hope you got my reminder of how to prepare for the week and hope that you had an amazing day. So it's Monday afternoon and I'm a little hot because I just got finished mopping the floor. Yes, I still do that. Vacuuming and mopping and all the good stuff. But anyway, that's what I had to do this afternoon. Had been out of town, came back in, and had lots of errands to run and all that good stuff. Finally got to the house, got me something to eat, and I jumped on a session with a client. And then afterwards, I was like, okay, so now I've got to do it. It's kind of like one of those things you just kind of keep putting off and putting off and putting off. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it needed to be done. So I had to mop the floor this evening. All right, so just wrapped up with that, and I wanted to share a little something with you. um, I mentioned that I was traveling earlier, and when I travel, that is a great time for me to listen to my audiobooks or just to be still, because that's that alone time. It's just me and my puppy, but it's me and God and my thoughts. And so today, for a little while I was traveling, I was listening to this audiobook. And then after a while, I cut that off just to get the silence, just to have that space where I can think and like where my thoughts are clear. And during that time, something came to mind, and I was like, you know what? I have to share this. I have to share this. And so, yeah, I'm sharing that with you this evening. So the thought was about our thoughts. If I were to say or ask you, if I were to ask you, hey, why didn't you apply for that position? Now, we were talking about it. I know it's something that you were interested in. Why didn't you apply for it? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, we've talked about you writing this book. And have you even started on it? Do you have the first page written? Does any of that sound a little familiar to you? Have you ever wondered, man, I had a dream. I wanted to do things. And so then the next question might be, why did I do it? Why didn't I do it? I would bet you anything it has to do with your thoughts. The reason we do not move forward with our goals, with our dreams, the reason we even procrastinate on some things, just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, just like me mopping that floor. But the reason we don't do what we want to do is because it's a choice. And that choice is based on a thought. So, y'all, this is what came to mind as I was driving today. Our thoughts would do one of two things. Our thoughts can do one of two things. Our thoughts can either serve us or our thoughts can secure us. Our thoughts can serve us, do us well-meaning, well-intentioned, going after goals, going after dreams, doing those things that we've always wanted to do, realizing who we are, understanding our value. Those are ways that our thoughts can serve us. And then there's the other way. Our thoughts can also secure us. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, wait, secure, that's a good thing. Like safety and security, but wait, that's a good thing, right? Yes, that is a good thing. But when our thoughts secure us, to be secure, I mean to hold us in place. Like I have this blue pen right here, right? This blue pen is secured in my hand. It can't just jump up and or fall down because I'm holding on to it. It's fixed. It's not moving. I would have to open up my hand for it to fall out. Otherwise, it's fixed. When our thoughts have us fixed, when our thoughts have us trapped, when our thoughts have us stuck, I'm not going to apply for that position because I don't think that I'm good enough. I'm not going to apply for that position because I see all those other people that have been in those type of positions and they don't look anything like me. They do not sound like me. I'm not going to apply for that position because I don't have enough experience. I'm not going back to school. I don't have the time. I have to take care of my family. I have to work every day. I have to come home. I have to take care of the kids. I'm not going back to school. Yes, I know that if I go get that degree, yes, it'll probably open up doors for me, more doors for me. But I can't do that. Who's going to pay for it? I can't pay for no school right now. I'm not getting on no podcast. Do you hear the sound of my voice? People gonna be making fun of me. I can't get on no YouTube video. I don't look like those other girls, those other ladies. They all dolled up and pretty and stuff. That's not me. I'm not going. I'm not going for it. Those kind of thoughts are the thoughts that secure us. They hold us, they keep us in place. But I want to encourage you this evening to think about how we can change our mindset, change our thoughts so that our thoughts no longer have us secured, but now our thoughts are serving us. Because when I am reminded that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, I am precious, I am honored, I am loved, I am the head and not the tail, I am above and not beneath. When I am reminded of who I am the daughter of the Most High God. I am righteous. I am holy. When I am reminded of who I am abundant, not lack. The plans that He has for me are plans for good. Those are the thoughts that serve us. Those are the thoughts that remind us of how bold and courageous we are, of how confident we are. That is when our thoughts serve us. So how is it that we can go from having secure thoughts that hold us and keep us fixed in place to serving thoughts? How do we do that? I'm going to share a couple of ways with you today. I'm going to share a couple of ways with you today of how we can go from secure thoughts to serving thoughts. Because secure thoughts keep us stuck. Secure thoughts keep us where we are. Secure thoughts keep us, it's 5 years later, it's 2029, and I'm still sitting in the same position. Yeah, I may have gotten my little 2% raise every year, but inflation going up 4% every year. So am I really benefiting from that? And the company done downsized. So now what 3 different people used to do, it's just one person doing now. That's me. I'm doing my job plus 2 other people's job because they've downsized. If we keep holding on to secure thoughts, that's going to be our story. That's going to continue to be our story. So I want to encourage you. I'm going to share these ways of how we can go from these secured thoughts to serving thoughts. Tip number 1, grab your pen, grab your journal, let's write them down. Because we're moving, we are elevating. Think about that, y'all. If we're stuck, we're fixed, we can't move. That means we can't elevate. So we want to be in a position to where we can elevate. That means we have to change our mindset. Our thoughts have to serve us. Our thoughts have to serve us. Tip number 1, I want you to think about your thinking. Literally, when you are in a position where a negative thought enters your mind, you got to be on your game. You have to be thinking about your thinking. Because it's going to slip up. It's going to happen. We've been doing it, y'all, for so long. Sometimes we don't even realize that it's being done, that we're thinking these things because we have thought this way for so long. So we got to change that. But we first have to start thinking about our thinking. So say, for example, you're in a situation at work and someone comes to you. You'd be like, hey, I got this project. I think you'd really be great for it. Would you be interested in helping me complete this project or doing this special task for me? Or, hey, we're thinking about expanding the company. There's a couple of new roles that are coming up. We think that you would be great in doing that. And then you're excited. And then the minute you walk away, instantly those thoughts, man, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm not good enough for that. I mean, I'm flattered, but I don't think that's really me, that I can do that. And here you are already talking yourself out of something. That's those negative thoughts. Self-doubt. You are doubting your ability to be able to do something. Before the job or before the opportunity even really have a chance to grab a hold, you have already shot it down. That's those secured thoughts. The same kind of thoughts that keep us bound, held in place, fixed, stuck, unmovable, immovable, those thoughts. We got to change that. The minute those kind of thoughts come up, this is tip number 1. The minute that kind of thoughts come up, you have to arrest it. Grab a hold of it. Nope. If these people saw something in me, I need to see something in me. If they think that I can handle this new position, if they think I can work on that project, if they think I can do this new task, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. So you first have to be aware of what you're even thinking. It's going to slip up because that's our subconscious mind. That's how we operate. 95% of our actions, our behaviors, and things that we do, because it's so repetitious that we do these things all the time. It's like brushing your teeth. You know how to brush your teeth. You can brush your teeth and be flipping through, on Facebook, right? You brushing your teeth, right? Laid your phone down, or you got it on your stand, and you flipping through, and you looking at stuff, and you brushing your teeth. It becomes automatic. That's exactly the same way that our negative thoughts behave. It's automatic. But you have to know when they pop up, when they appear, and you have to stop it immediately. That's tip number one, to stop it. You got to be aware of it. Self-awareness, knowing what you're thinking. Be aware of your thinking. Tip number two, replace that thought with a positive thought. Replace that thought with a positive thought. Instead of telling yourself, no, I can't do this. Oh, but yes, I can do this. If they see my work and they've been around me, they know how I operate. If they're coming to me and saying, hey, I think this will be great for you, then yes, let me go for it. I'm going to go for it. Absolutely. Y'all, I remember a time when I actually had an executive, a member of the executive leadership team for a district, to contact me. It was like, hey, she texted me, hey, give me a call when you can, right? So I was like, okay, cool. So I called her later, and she was like, hey, there's a position, a principal position that's opening within the district, and I want you to apply. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, let me do this. Yeah. So I got myself together, prepared for it, like all this good stuff, right? Now, long story short, I did not get that position. However, and because I did not get that position, my definition at the time was, oh, this means that I'm just failed. And so then I started doubting myself. And then I started thinking, oh, yeah, they really don't want me. She was just doing that just because they needed to have a certain number of people. No, that's not true. That's what I was telling myself at that time. Since that time, I have learned to give rejection and to give no's a new definition. No for me means let's go. No means go. Okay, you saying no, but I'm going to keep on going anyway. But I had to reframe my thinking. And that's tip number two. We got to turn that around. Put a positive spin. She could have called anybody. And I don't know how many candidates they actually had to interview for the position. But she could have called anybody. But she called me. So just in that instance, she saw something in me and wanted me to interview for this position, right? And I went forward with it, but because I heard that no at that time, then I started doubting myself even more. We have to give it a new definition. So number one, we have to be aware that we're even thinking these negative thoughts. Number two, we have to reframe these negative thoughts. Okay? And number three, we have to rehearse the new positive thoughts. Remember, I said that the negative thoughts are so ingrained in us because we have thought it's automatic. We've thought this way for our entire lives in most instances, right? So now we have to practice and rehearse the new thoughts, seeing ourselves in a new light, in a new way. So instead of saying, no, I can't do that, yes, I can do that. And then reminding yourself every day you're making those positive deposits. Every day you have to rehearse and you have to practice. So number one was self-awareness. Number two, we got to reframe it. And then number three, we have to rehearse it. That is going to help us to go from secure thoughts to thoughts that serve us. We want to eliminate the secure thoughts because the secure thoughts are the ones that keep us fixed. Those are the ones that keep us in place. And you find yourself having these same old conversations with your friends, with your family. You know what? I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of the way they talk to me. I'm sick and tired of the way that they treat me. And you look up and it's 20 years later and you still singing that same old song. It's time to get a new song. It's time. There's no more time to waste. So those goals, those dreams, those big aspirations that we have, we're going for it. This is our season to advance professionally and to elevate our lives. When we find that we are able to change that thing that changes everything, then everything is going to change. And it starts with our thoughts, our mindset. We are going to be aware of what we're thinking. And y'all, here's another little caveat to that part. Being aware of what you're thinking. Also be aware of what's going in you. Because that thoughts are conceived that way. Things that you hear, things that you see. So be careful what you're seeing. Be careful what you're listening to. Because all of that's feeding those thoughts. Be careful. Be aware of what you're thinking. Grab a hold of those negative thoughts as soon as they pop up and reframe them. Replace them with a positive thought. And then lastly, rehearse those positive thoughts over and over and over and over. What works for me are positive affirmations. Literally on my bathroom wall, I am called, I am capable, I am competent, I am confident, I am qualified. So I see that literally every single day. So when I say be aware of what you're seeing, what you're hearing, I'm seeing that written on my mirror. I'm hearing myself tell myself what I am. So be careful. Our thoughts are going from secure thoughts, thoughts that hold us and keep us in place, to thoughts that are serving us. Thoughts that are serving us, we're moving up. We're moving. If something is being served, it's moving. You think about a serving line, it's moving. You think about a serve like in volleyball or tennis. There's a movement. You're serving. Okay? Those are the kind of thoughts that we want. All right? It's going to take practice. It's going to take time. But we can do this. Hey, I'm Dr. Tam. I'm rooting for you. I am your empowerment coach. I am right here with you, helping you to advance in your professional life, advance in your careers, and also to elevate your life in every area of your life. When we change the thing that changes everything, then everything starts to change. All right? I'll check in with y'all soon. Toodles.